Hey, what's up, Roxstars? This is Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 2. So let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Power Book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? You know what I noticed when with Raising Kanan? Why is their intro so long? Oh my God, it's like 50 Cent did a whole full song. It got 2 verses and everything. I was just like, okay, why? Anyway, when the show opened, we see that Juke decided to go to the army. At first, I was confused. I was just like, I thought we was just thinking about it and talking about it. But no, she's in the army. And then I remembered that last week's episode was actually 3 months ago. So now we're back in the current. Juke is in basic training. Looks like she's thriving, doing very well there. You know, 50 Cent is doing his voiceover, talking about how soldiers are born, not made. How soldiers have discipline and strategy. And, you know, we see Juke and she looked like she killing it. I was like, oh, this might be perfect for Juke. If we didn't already know how Juke's fate ended, I would have been feeling good about this. Except Juke is a little bit bothered when she sees this one of her fellow soldiers, you know, somebody that was also in basic training, is getting escorted out. And so she asked one of her, you know, I guess one of her fellow soldier in training, whatever they're called, she asked him, like, what's going on? Where is he going? And he was like, they're getting rid of him. It's like, why? And said, because they found one of those F books in his locker. The derogatory gay word. Okay. Anyway, when she sees that he's getting escorted out, she's just like, damn, they letting him go for that? And the guy was like, yeah, shit, I don't want him, you know, if we out there fighting, I don't want him to have to worry about him sticking his finger up my butt or something like that. And she was just like, he is not worried about your ass. You know, this is back in the 90s, like late 80s. Folks was not, they didn't have the tolerance at all. So now she's not real sure. I hate that she saw that. So early. Like, we couldn't even get through basic training, child. Next thing we see, she in Atlanta. And that's where the girl from the group that she started the relation, you know, they had decided that they liked each other, but Juke went on to the army and the other girl went on to school, right? So she shows up in Atlanta visiting her girl. Her friend is so, you know, she's so excited. I can't remember her name. She's so excited to see her. First order of business, let's get busy. We in the bed and everything is good. And once they finish, Juke tells her that she just left. And she was just like, can't you get in trouble for that? And she was just like, yeah, probably I am going to be in trouble. Yeah, girl, you was about to get dishonorably discharged as well. You just saw, like, girl, why? Oh, I hate that. I hated that for Juke. I think that she would have done so well in the military. Like, she would have done so well. Okay. Anyway, so the girl's like, so what are you going to do now? And she was just like, oh, you know, I'm not really sure. I'm thinking about maybe staying here, you know, kind of seeing what Atlanta has to give, you know, seeing where this could go with us. And the girl is just kind of sitting there smoking her blunt and kind of looking at her. And she finally says, listen, you know, I really do care about you, but I still need to kind of find out who I am. And I'm not real sure if I can do that if I'm still in a relationship, you know, trying to do something with you if I don't even really know what I'm doing. So, in other words, girl, this is Spelman. This is my mom and my daddy paid for this damn dorm room and you cannot stay in here. What you thought this was gonna be. So yeah, girl, I love you and everything, but you know, I think maybe this is where we gonna have to cut it. So that's that on Juke and old girl. Now back in New York, the FBI are doing a press conference. They letting everybody know, like, you know, the investigation into Creepy Daddy is done. He brought dishonor to the station, to the department, but we will get it back. You know, it looks like Creepy Daddy and Ronnie was in it together, and you know, this, that, and the other, and the investigation into the Nicole thing, that's closed, and you know. So yeah, they closed it all down. They put it all on Creepy Daddy, and that's that. Of course, the chief, y'all remember the chief, he pissed. He see one of his police officers in the... Oh, Garcia, come here. Close the door behind you. I said, oh, shit, here go the chief. Why are all the fucking police chiefs in Power Universe just so mad? Like, I need them to get a life. I know you was just listening to that press conference talking about that the investigation is over, but it ain't over by a long shot. I was like, he mad. Them feds can come in here and do what they think that they can do, just shut everything down, but that's not the way it works. There's no murder of a cop that goes unanswered here. I don't care if the cop was dirty or clean. I don't want this shit hanging over my head for the rest of my life. I probably got maybe 1 year left before they make me take an early retirement. But I'm not leaving this office until this thing... I was just like, Chief, calm down your heart. Everything is okay. It's all right. I don't know why you feel that it personally attacks your character and what you need to do. You know, it's like, it was creepy daddy, but I guess it was his office. It was his department, his precinct in particular. So he was just like, no, it ain't going down like that. Okay. So Garcia, you gonna be on this. It's a one-man show. Garcia said he got it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the police people, they be so obsessed. We can't never get one that just do his regular 9-to-5 job and take his ass on home. Now we see Rock and Marvin talking to their lawyer. And he's telling them, okay, you heard what they said. It looks like the investigation is dead. Okay. So, you know, Rock looked over and Marvin was just like, yeah, don't be getting all extra buddy with no more white boys either. You know, Marvin was like, I do what he ain't listening to no white boy. Whatever, Marvin. So at least for now, the heat is off of them. Okay, let's see if we can keep it that way. Now we see Unique, y'all. Oh, it's so painful watching Unique and all of his crazed raginess. He just can't seem to bottle it up. I'm just like, oh, Unique. So we see Unique. He in the car. He in front of his old house. And so when the coast is clear, you know, he get out of his car. He got his hoodie and shit on, so nobody can really see him. But he walk up to the door. You see it's an eviction notice on there, but the door is unlocked. Conveniently so. So he goes on in, you know, he walking around, he looking around, everything is empty, okay, family gone, okay, love don't live here no more. He walk up to some checkers and a checkerboard that's like discarded and thrown in the corner, and baby, that's all he needed to see to set him off. He was like, I was just like, Neek, it's just some checkers, man. We can get some more. Walgreens, CVS, it's okay. It's all right. Lord, it's gonna be rough for Unique, y'all. After he leave there, he go to his baby mama house. We see her struggling. You know, I think she's with her parents again. She trying to get the baby stroller up the stairs. You know, she's struggling by herself, and he like, all the crazed raginess. All of the crazed raginess. Yeah, that looks like that's our boy Unique for the rest of the season until we can get him some doctor help. He needs some medical help, y'all. Otherwise, the boy gonna combust. Now, jumping over to Kanan, you know, we see Kanan, he's becoming a real drug dealer. I mean, he got him a desk set up and everything. You know, he's talking to one of his workers. He's a little, you know, kind of quirky or whatever, but he looked like he might be a good worker while he's talking to the guy. Crystal come in. You know, Crystal is also trying to help him with his business or whatever. So she come in, and after they have a little conversation and all, you know, she's talking to Kanan. You know, he getting a little close, a little cozy. Hey, we got a couple of minutes. Maybe we can just kind of pass the time by, you know, having a little nook. But Crystal don't want to do it. She's just like, nah, I'm not in the mood. Kanan ain't got no more condoms. And he was just like, I could use a pull-out method. And she was just like, no, I just was pregnant. I just had an abortion that I did not want to get, mind you. He was like, but I paid for it. We don't care if you paid for it. But she wants to be a mother. She wants somebody to love her. And, you know, Kanan was just like, he just felt like if they just could comfort each other at the time, you know how niggas do, okay? And she just sort of like, no. And when he keep on trying, you know, she finally was just like, I'm leaving. He was just like, wait a minute, what happened? Like, I thought we was... Yeah, Kanan, you guys still got to learn the feminine mind, baby. We changes it real quick. One of the perks of being a woman. But anyway, so Kanan, after, you know, he can't get none from Crystal, he go to the house and he's washing. Rock just happens to be there. She was like, oh, I see you don't really want to be bothered with me, but you sure got no problems coming to use my washer and dryer. Rock is still trying to talk to Kanan. Like, you know, we could still do this. We could still be mother and son and get along well and be happy together and everything. You know, Kanan... He just there for the re-up. And she, you know, she was just like, listen, Kanan, it ain't nothing but open road ahead of us. Okay, things can be good. All right? Like, as long as everybody do what they supposed to do and it ain't no bullshit, it's gonna be just fine. Kanan was just like, just let them know when you get in the inventory. And she said she'll keep them posted. I guess this is the only way that her and Kanan are gonna be able to get along is if they both drug dealers together. Now, let's jump over to Lou and Marvin. So we see Marvin actually go out to pick up Lou from the rehabilitation center. And you know what? Lou looks good. I said, maybe we might have our old Lou back. Because, baby, that Lou that we was getting all last season was quite the pitiful one, right? So... on the way back, Marvin and Lou are talking. And Lou tells Marvin, like, you know, thank you for helping out. You know, Rock told me that you was kicking in on the rehab bill, and you know, you always been there for me, you never turned your back on me, you know. And Marvin is just sitting there. Look, I mean, Marvin's the oldest, so he's gonna always take care of his kid, I mean his siblings, even if they get on his fucking nerves, right? Marvin was just like, it's all good, don't worry about it. Lou said, you know, you was right about therapy, that shit is a whole lot. But Lou done figured it out, and he said he not gonna do Marvin wrong again, you know. And Marvin was just like, let's just take one day at a time. You know, you get out of rehab, you be real ambitious, and then some shit happen and throw you off, and then your whole world is dissolved and destroyed and everything. Let's just one day at a time. Let's just get you back from the rehab back to New York City. And while they were together, Marvin had told Lou that Fame was on the run because Fame, you know, remember he had shot and killed that person in the hallway. And so he's afraid. So he's on the run now. So now Lou don't have his golden child that was performing at the bar, you know, that the label really liked. Okay. So there's that. Anyway, Garcia, you know, he on the job. Chief put him on it. So now he got Kanan all hemmed up. And he want to know where Fame is. Kanan was just like, I don't know where he went, you know. Then he was just like, well, what about Creepy Daddy? Did you have a relationship? Did you know Creepy Daddy? What was going on with that? And Kanan was just like, you really are tripping if you think I'm going to sit here and talk to you about anybody in my circle, whether I liked them or not. And of course, Garcia, now he's the newest tough cop. I can make your life really difficult out here, Kanan. Yeah. Tell it to the next person. But anyways, when Lou get home, Lou notices the mess that his his house is in. That's just how much of a mess Lou was in. So what can you do? Gotta clean up. Let's get started over again. So then later on, we see Lou at the music exec office. Remember, he had met with them at the end of the last season. Okay, now he's at the guy's place. Lou, I guess, is getting a job. I was just like, say what, Lou? Lou always wanted to be legit. Look at Lou coming out swinging. So, you know, they're sitting and talking. He wants Lou to run the hip hop imprint of the label. The song with Fame is doing fantabulous. But I just told you that Fame is on the run. So there's that. Anyway, he's telling Lou, like, you know, you just have the eye, you have the ear, you know exactly what is needed. You can see things that I can't see. Okay? So he wants to bring him in. Lou was like, yeah, you know, I listened to all of those artists that you sent to me. He was like, it was only one that I kind of felt like, you know, had it. B-Rilla. But B-Rilla is in jail. Boss was like, look, I don't even know what to tell you about B-Rilla. He's real difficult. He in jail. Like, I don't even think he's going to be the one. You know, we can't get nothing out of him, this, that, and the other. Then he tells him, but listen, I'll do you a solid. If you go down to the jailhouse and you talk to him and you feel like it's really something that you can get out of him, you know, then I'm backing you 100%. Whatever you want to do, go down to the jail, talk to him and see what you think. But he sees it in Lou. You're a good man, Lou. I can see it in you. And he was just like, not yet, but I'm heading there. I was like, oh, you're doing my heart good. Now back to Marvin. We see Marvin. He go by the Asian spot, you know, up to the window, you know, hey, yeah, give me my regular. Then while he's standing there at the window, he see one of the young kids that's back there cooking. It look like he's stealing shit. Not cooking. You know what I'm talking about, like packing drugs, whatever. So Marvin was like, hey, shit, I saw that. You know what? Pull your pocket, empty your pockets. I saw that. And the guy was just like, you saw what? He was like, I saw it. Empty your pockets right now. So the guy pulls his pockets out and there's nothing in there. And he pulls out his gun. He was like, motherfucker, I know what I saw. Drop them pants. So the other guy was like, wait a minute. What does he do? What do you do? What did he do? He was like, he was stealing from me and I saw it. Drop them motherfucking pants. Okay. So the guy at first looks over at the man and the man was just like, he didn't do nothing. He was like, drop them pants. I'm gonna shoot you. He pulls his pants down and some drugs fall out. He was like, see, I told you I don't want this motherfucker working here no more. I said, you are so lucky that Marvin has been going to counseling, had that therapy, and has given just a little bit more patience, because Marvin would have been cleaned as clock. That nigga would have been good as dead. And he told them, look, you can't have nobody up in here working. If they gonna be stealing this shit, they cannot be here. I don't give a fuck if his damn mama is sick, because the guy was like, his mother is sick. He needs extra money. He was just, I don't give a fuck. No, don't have him here working. So anyway, we see Rock go and talk to the scary Asian man, the one that's the distributor or whatever that she gets her drugs from. She goes to talk to him while he's having a rousing game of mahjong or whatever he's playing. Anyway, he tells her that he's raising the prices 20%. And she was just like, 20%? What? I can't just walk. You can't just come in. You just can't have me walk in here and you tell me something like that. And he was just like, I can, and I did. And he just dismissed her and everything. Rock looking like, oh. So, she is pissed. She goes to talk to Big Fish. And she's just like, he's just raising the prices. And, she's complaining to him. And Big Fish is just sort of like, oh, well, that's just kind of how it goes in the business. Okay. She was like, well, what if I wanted to be a supplier? I don't know, Rock, if that's something you want to do. And she was just like, well, what if I wanted to? And he said, it's a lot. You got to get a team around you that you really can trust. You got to get all the connections, talk to the people, all that you need to speak to. And she was just like, okay, and if I do? Well, listen, maybe if you make a better offer than our Vietnamese comrade, our co-worker, if you can make a better offer to me, then we'll talk then. So, that's all Rock needed to know, honey. Rock says she tired of me fucking with these streets and everything. Let her be the supplier. Is this the last season? I asked you guys that already, didn't I? Because I know that Rock is gonna die at the end of the series. She has to, because didn't we find that out in Power that Kanan's mom died when he was like in his teens? So I feel like she's going to die. Yeah, but I don't think it's the end of the season. Anyway, y'all let me know if you know. So anyway, after Rock sees Big Fish, Marvin goes to see Big Fish. They just, they good for Ace Boon Coons now, sitting around having a cigar. He was just like, oh, Marvin, let me tell you, my son-in-law Tommaso and my daughter, they having a baby. I said, look at here, infant anticipating. Sometimes all you need is get the fire slapped out of you, and then, you act like you got some sense again. Good for him. Since Marvin did so well with the son-in-law, you know what? Big Fish got something else for him to do. Okay, go on down there to the pool hall or whatever and go check. There's one of them, he just a little out of pocket. I don't want you to kill him or nothing. Just rough him up. Just ring his bell. See who's home. Okay? Marvin can do that. Marvin on the job goes to see the guy. As soon as he walked in, Marvin go on and rough him up real good and knock his ass down, and tells him like, Big Fish wants you to know you need to stop skimming off the top, and he watching you, and if you keep on doing it, you know what, it's going to be over for you. And the black guy, instead of being scared, he looked up at Marvin. He was just like, man, I make Stefano too much fucking money for that motherfucker to be sending some nigga down here to be trying to shake me for some fucking money. Got you down here cleaning up behind him like you a janitor. Yo, stepping, fetching that. I said, Listen, I've been giving Marvin big ups about how far he's come with counseling, but we can only ask so much. I was just like, boy, if you don't shut up soon, you're gonna be dead. Well, he didn't shut up, and so Marvin pulled out his gun and shot him. I said, Marvin, I hope this is going to be okay. Because didn't Big Fish say that this man make him a whole bunch of money, and that man just said it as well? And now you have gotten rid of him? I don't know if that's going to be good. But we'll see how it plays out in the future. After it's done, he's on the phone, and I'm assuming that he's talking to Fish. And he was just like, don't worry about it. You're going to get your money. But then while he's on the phone, he turns around and hears somebody walking his door, and it's Juke. And he was just like, oh, excuse me, Fish, I got to call you back, okay? Because my daughter, who's supposed to be at basic training, just walked in my door. He's so happy to see Juke. He don't even ask her, like, what are you doing here? Who told you that you can come? None of that. He just give her a hug. He's so happy to see her. I just love that Juke and Marvin done worked it out, child. I just love it. I love it. And he's happy that his baby is back. Now, let's jump over to Rock and Kanan. So they go and talk to the couple. I can't think of the name. You guys know who I'm talking about. The one who talks very dignified like this. And his wife. Rock and Kanan came there to settle the debt that Kanan and Ronnie had with the couple, right? So they go there and they give them the money. I guess it was like, was it $40,000? I don't remember how much it was. But anyway, there you go. You paid in full. And she was just like, we're not really paid in full. This is just what we gave you. Okay, you think we just gave you a certain amount of money for you to give us that amount back? No, that's not how business works, nigga. Where's the return? Where's the extra on top? Okay, so Kanan and them are going back and forth at first, you know, like, what do you mean? That was the deal. You gave me the money, I'm giving you the money back. And they're like, no, that is not what the deal was. What about the interest on this product that we were supposed to get? You know, so they going back and forth. So Rock tries to jump in there and was just like, this is what you gave them, we giving you back, and now the debt is settled. And they was like, he was just like, excuse me, Rock, with all due respect, you were not there and you were not the one who helped with the deal. Okay. And Rock looked over at Kanan, was just like, well, he right. Nigga, I wasn't there. I didn't tell him that this is what we was gonna do. Some shit that you and Ronnie did behind my back, mind you. So you on your own, you know. So Kanan was just like, well, what do you mean? Like, I already gave you the money, you know. And they was like, nah, nigga, that ain't it. You still owe us some money. And the man tells him, he says, and by watching your relationship with your mother shows that you have a lack of fidelity. I was like, not a lack of fidelity. And they feel like he can't be trusted. When Kanan looked like he gonna try to do something, like pull out something or something, you know, old boy stand up and he was like, don't be stupid, son. All right, I'm trying to tell you what it is. This is it. You better leave with your mama. So they leave. Kanan is pissed. Rock was just like, oh, well, what do you want me to do, Kanan? Okay, you guys made the deal. You made a bad deal. You out here fucking around with Ronnie, and that's what happens. Kanan still got all this lip, and Rock was just like, look, Kanan, I'm not forcing you to work for me. Okay? If you don't like it, then you can go. Of course, Kanan don't say nothing. She was like, that's what I thought, because you making a whole bunch of fucking money with me. The most you ever made. So, nigga, listen. I don't have to trust my son. Okay, I do not have to trust my son. But your slick ass, I know I need to be able to trust my business partner. So you better get that shit together. Whatever you got doing over here, don't even change, don't change it up. Kanan mad, he get in the car and he leaves. So I guess when he leaves there, he goes to his grandmother. His grandmother is at the hospital, remember, and they're letting her know the cancer has spread. Remember she told us that she had kidney cancer last week? Well, now they're telling her that it has spread to her lungs. It looks like it's metastasized. It's going to be bad, you know. And so Kanan is sitting there listening. So when the doctor leaves, you know, he was just like, listen, grandmother, I know this family keep a lot of secrets and everything, but I don't think this is a secret you should keep. And she was just like, I don't want to tell the kids, you know, I don't want them to be looking at me differently. I don't want them to treat me differently. I was like, you would want them to because they don't like you, okay? So maybe this might get you a little sympathy, lady. But she don't want to face the kids about this. So Kanan's going to have to keep a secret. Jumping back over to Lou. So Lou goes down to the prison. Remember, to the jail. Remember, he's going to go see Berilla. When they pull him out, I'm looking. I was like, is that Partisan Fontaine? I think that was him. I didn't know he acted. But anyway, he comes in there. And, you know, he all just sort of like, whatever, sit down. Like, oh, what you doing here? Well, Lou said he down there because he want to see what Berilla thinking about the label and everything. You know what Berilla think? Fuck y'all. That's what I think. Lou was like, well, what you in here for, Will? I didn't rob nobody. But, you know, Lou is trying to talk to him and just like, look, you and me, we see shit the same. Like, I'm not one of them bullshit ass label execs. Like, I'm here, like, on some real shit, just like off some street shit. Like, I know where you come from. Like, he can relate and all that. Okay? And the guy, Berilla, just sort of like, yeah, whatever. Lou said, now look, then just let me know. If you ready, let me know and I'm gonna work my magic for you. The guy was just like, he can't do nothing while he in jail. And Lou was just like, I'll have you out of jail by the end of the day if you tell me that that's what you want to do. And he was just like, hey, if you get me out of jail by the end of the day today, I'll do whatever you want. Okay, next thing we know, oh boy out of jail, performing at the damn bar. I said, oh, that Lou is on it. Sounding good. The people is enjoying him at the bar lounge. Even the music exec man is there, the big boss, and he was just like, all right, Lou, you did what you had to do. You said you was gonna make it happen, and you did. Okay, come on down to the office. We gonna draw up the contract and make you, you know, over the hip hop imprint. Remember? Anyway, everybody else is there. Kanan is there. Crystal shows up. You know, she can't resist her Kanan. So they only fight for a little while. Okay, Lucy's his partner. And she's happy to see him, you know, all cleaned and sobered up. You know, she asked him where Fame is. You know, Lou don't know where Fame is. But we got Be Realer now. So things is good with Lou and the lady. She probably was the best thing that happened to him. I have a feeling that she ain't gonna live long either, child. Anytime somebody sweet like this shows up on the show, they don't last. Now, back over to Rock. So she's sitting and looking like she might have went to dinner with the lawyer guy. And it's nothing going on. It's, you know, strictly platonic or whatever. But this is somebody definitely that is in Rock's corner. The lawyer has all these connections everywhere. So he's telling her, you know, you guys got to still be careful because the FBI is still watching. He's watching Big Fish. And he saw that the FBI saw that both you and Marvin went to talk to Big Fish one day. And, you know, Rock, even though she didn't know Marvin had been talking to Big Fish, so she had to play it off like, oh, yeah, you know, they just like to talk about fish and shit. But in her mind, she like, this nigga Marvin is still fucking around behind my back. He's like, the feds have been watching Fish and they, you know, maybe might want to have a conversation with you about him. And she was like, being a snitch? And he was just like, I mean, just kind of helping him out or whatever. And she was just like, I mean, that is never what she gonna be, but that is good to know. Then he goes and tells her that he helped get one of Lou's friends out of jail talking about Be Realer. So he gonna send her the bill. She was like, send that shit to the label. Okay, that ain't on me. Rock was like, you know what? Just joking around. One of these days, you gonna introduce me to all your connects because you seem to know everybody. Like I said, this is the man to have in her corner, right? So anyway, they laugh and they hug, you know, and the dinner is over and everybody goes their separate ways. But who was watching this here exchange between the two but that damn Unique and all his crazed raginess? I was like, Unique, it's not what you thought. It's not what you thought. And as a side note, what kind of bothered me about that scene was when Rock hugged the lawyer, I immediately thought to myself, oh, that's strange. Because Rock is not a touchy-feely kind of person and she don't hug people. So I know they wrote that in there for, you know, specifically for Unique to see her hugging him and for him to get the other idea. But it still was like, it was so far off of her character that it bothered me. That's the little imaginary writer that I think I am in my mind. But I did notice that. I was just like, oh, well, that was mighty convenient. You guys had her hugged. That we ain't seen Rock hug nobody since she was with the old Latino man at the beginning of the damn series. Back to the show. Crazed raginess, you know, all that just set him over the top. So the camera follows the lawyer home. We hear 50 Cent's voice come in talking about soldiers versus killers. Some that's made, some that's born. I guess crazed raginess is somewhere in between the two. Poor Mr. Lawyer that came around that corner, here go crazed raginess. He said, you fucking her. And the man was like, who are you talking about? I was like, Neek. Again, it's not what you thought. That Neek don't ask no more questions. He just shoot the man and kill him. I said, oh, God. Then he like, ugh. I was just like, oh, crazed raginess. Y'all, it's bad. It's bad. He done killed the one person that was gonna be there to help Rock. And now he think that Rock was fucking them lawyer. Child, I know them wire connections in Unique's head is sparking off and going all kind of rich ways and wrong and all firing and everything. I was just like, somebody help old Neek. He having a bad time, y'all. But anyway, that was it. Y'all tell me what you thought about these second episodes. Season's turning out to do pretty good for me. Y'all let me know what it was for you. All right, you guys, let me get on off of here, get this edited and up to you. Make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Roxanne. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.